You are watching.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Ghost Toasty here, back with another video. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a while since I've posted just like a webcam talking video, and I think it's been even longer since I've posted something just talking about something that I really like personally. I just kind of struggle to find topics for videos that A, I like, and B, I think, well, frankly, are gonna get a lot of views because, well, those don't line up very much, do they? But today, on the second channel, I'm just gonna quickly talk about something that I really like, kind of one of my favorite games that you can play right now for free. Starfetchers The Pilot is an indie game released in January of 2020, developed and published by Svavestikan LK, as they go by. This video is titled The Best Demo You've Never Played because, well, it is a pilot that was just released and you can play through it for free, but it takes only about 25 minutes to get through the entire game. And despite it being a short experience, I would say it's kind of life-changing. Now, don't believe me? Well, let me just show you the first screen of the game. Isn't that just super cool? In Starfetchers, you play as Senyati, one of basically 3 employees working at this shitty chain convenience store called Bim Bob's. Now, Senyati's at a bit of a low point. She's being bossed around by her fellow employees who are way more incompetent than she is, forced to do things that are kind of messed up. The tutorial mission itself has you going into the back section where they keep this convenience store keeps live pigs, where you have to go and brutally kill them so that you can take their meat to use for the products, I guess. It's pretty bad. However, that changes when you meet this MF, Zambezi. Leader of some small-time gang called the Thorns, Zambezi approaches you while you're taking out the trash and tells you that you can, have a better life. Now it's not really clear why the heck Zambezi wants Senyati for this. I think believes that since Senyati is so much of a loser, perhaps she has nothing to lose. Still, she refuses and walks back in the door. So you go inside, continue your shift, and then boom, baby, now we're playing the game. It's crazy. Billy Bob is dead. However, this does present a great opportunity for Senyati, as now she gets to really decide whether she actually wants to continue living this life now, one employee down, or does she want to break out of her shell and follow Zambezi to a life of crime and gang shit. Yeah, she chooses to join the gang. And soon you do realize that, well, there's actually no one else in this gang. It's just the 2 of you, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. Starfetchers is a game oozing with style from frame 1. Sometimes so much style it's kind of a little too much to look at. The game is entirely pixelated, which I know, pixelated indie game. Move around for a couple seconds and you realize it's not your standard 50-cent indie pixel game. See, the characters that do move around don't actually move with just canned, pre-made animations. This game is actually built on a physics engine which controls all the movement and the combat, which is really interesting. Whoa! It makes for kind of something really smooth but a little silly and definitely unique. The art direction in this game is grungy and loose compared to most other games you'd see. A lot of the characters drawn are slightly off model, not looking perfect but still looking, gray and well drawn. A lot of times it's drawn very stylistically, with a lot of details being left out or not really paid much attention to. Like, just look at these guys. Look at their faces. I really like it a lot. Outside of the art though, we have the music. Now, music is an important part of any game. It sets, the mood, the tone, the vibe. And in terms of all that, the music for this game is, wow, it's beautiful. This game uses music made by Contrabuzz, someone who I am a very, very big fan of. Ever since this game came out, this was my first exposure to Contrabuzz. Ever since this game came out, I have been obsessed with Contrabuzz. I've gone through all his music, and you may know that because I actually have used his songs plenty of times in my videos, and when I used to stream for like 5 streams, I played it in the background. I think that Contrabuzz's music is a perfect fit for the vibe and story of this world. It has this hip-hop electronic soul sample vibe similar to MF Doom or Jay Dilla or even Kanye. Listen, I'm just trying to find a good comparison, okay? Don't come at me for that. Tracks like Rain and Dust provide a really cool backing for when you're just walking around the town. And let me give you a challenge. Next time you're just walking around, play Rain and Dust in the background. You're gonna feel like Ryan Gosling, I swear to God. Pair that with more high octane tracks like Gats into the Guitar Case and What If We, that really hype you up when you're in the more fast-paced sections. And I think all of the music so far, which is only about 6 or 7 tracks, really hit the mark, dead on. You're definitely gonna feel like a gangsta every second you're playing this game, that's for sure. Anyway, back to the plot. So Zambezi, who has now been nicknamed Zammy, which is super cute, takes Senyari on their first mission to defeat a rival gang called Sad Satans, so they can take over their hideout, because they don't have a headquarters yet. Sad Satans is at threat level 3, while I think Thorns is at 2? Now, the way that threat levels work in this is when you defeat a gang higher threat level than you take their threat level, or you take the average or something. I'm not 100% sure, it's not very clear. So, you know, you keep taking out gangs with a higher threat level than you, and your gang keeps going up a threat level. It seems pretty simple, right? Again, I'm not really sure exactly what the metrics are, but it goes up. So the goal is to take down this gang, right? At this point, you get to choose between Senyari and Zambezi, who both have different special abilities. Senyari sucks, and I don't like using it, so I choose Zambezi for this part every time, who has a really sick dash ability. Now we can get to the actual action portion of this game, and it is phenomenal. As I was saying a bit earlier, this game uses a physics engine to determine movement, and this carries over mainly into the combat. You can walk back and forth and jump reliably enough. Pretty much the only thing that is physics based in that is just the way your legs move. However, your sword is different than what you'd normally expect in a game like this. You see, your sword follows your mouse. Whenever you click your mouse, you stick out your sword, and you can move your mouse around, and wherever you're moving your mouse, you know, the sword's gonna follow that position. So each swipe you make, each attack, it's dependent on you and where you move your mouse. It's all controlled by the physics, and there's no pre-made animations for this. Now the enemies, they fight the same way. They swing their swords around too, physics based, and when swords clash, both fighters are not able to use their sword for a second, so it kind of becomes this cool dance of trying to get your sword in between theirs, attack them without being hit yourself, and without leaving yourself vulnerable. You will be one person fighting against hordes of people, and you will die in one hit. Alright, let's do it. Whoa! You can also just swing your sword around randomly. That works sometimes. Technique! The system really makes for some unique combat encounters, because every time you kind of come back to the same area, it's going to be slightly different. The enemies are going to move differently. The way you attack might not work the same way as it did last time. Sometimes running through and swinging your sword randomly works fine. Other times it's better to be methodical and try to take people out one at a time. There's also the right click skills. Right now there's only 2, obviously, one for Senyari, one for Zambezi. Senyari's just kicks off the person, sending you way into the air, and Zambezi's makes you dash, which Senyari's, as I said before, I'm not a big fan of. It just gets me killed more than it doesn't. Zambezi's is really cool though, especially if you, which I think I saw, get the chance to chain dashes together, which would be awesome. However, Senyari's kick does let you reach some secret areas you can't reach otherwise, so I guess that's pretty cool. I do want to see them do more with combat in the future episodes, hopefully. More skills maybe, but this is a pretty good base for what we have, and I think it's really unique and interesting. Anyway, so you cut your way through the building, you fight the boss. I did it by swinging my sword around randomly. Technique! And you take over the gang. but not after burying every single body of every single person you killed, which apparently takes a long time. It's at this point that Zambezi shares her main goal with Zenyatta, her main target, Doghead. You see, Doghead lives at the top of the gang world. One day he came through and basically took out all the major players, and then moved to the top of this ridiculously tall tower where he now lives in solitude, just standing, watching or waiting for something. We're not sure. Essentially, the other gangs who wanted to get closer to Doghead moved into the tower, the ones closer to Doghead at the top being the most powerful gangs, while the ones at the bottom being the least powerful of the still influential and powerful ones, because you gotta be something if you want to get into Doghead Tower, no doubt. Zambezi's goal then, of course, is to reach the top of the tower herself and confront Doghead. To do what? To fight him? To kill him? To work with him? I don't know, to make out with him? We don't know. And neither does she. But that's the goal, and it's a pretty good goal to follow, so that's the direction we're taking right now. And after that, you actually get to explore the city for a while. Again, the gritty cyberpunk aesthetic works really well and is fun to explore. There's lots of little neat things to find, little NPCs to interact with that don't affect anything major, but are really cool to see. But nothing really interesting happens until you meet agents Protovalsky and Carbonara, who are part of the intelligence agency Han. Their mission is to enter enemy gang territory and free one of their fellow agents, who's being held hostage there, and the reward is going to be some sweet cash. Money on my motherfucking mind. The feds can't do it themselves because it's out of their jurisdiction, blah blah blah. We're busting in, let's fucking do this. So just cutting through the level, you end up fighting the boss at the end, the Warden, as Zambezi. That's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say about this fight. I just think that's really funny. Beating the boss, you can get a key, which you can give to the agents, collect your money, and get out of there. The agents go to free Flyman as they lament about how it's a shame that he sat on so much important information. But at the end of the day, it appears he took his own life. While a pretty basic twist, this moment in the game kind of shows us that Starfetchers is going to be a world with a lot of intrigue and differing factions with different goals, some of which will probably align with ours, mainly money and power. That's definitely going to put us in the middle of something way bigger than we originally expected or bargained for, and that is something I am entirely here for. There's definitely more going on to this than what we know, and it's only really a matter of when we're going to find out what that is. After the encounter, Zami and Zenyatta are dropped off at a junkyard. Zami is of course thrilled with what just happened, but Zenyatta isn't so much. She has her reservations. She doesn't know if this is what she really wants. She doesn't want to be a nobody loser anymore, but is this really the path that she belongs on? And with that note, we end Starfetchers, the pilot. Starfetchers is a beautiful, eclectic mix of some of the most bold visuals, audio, gameplay, and writing that you can find right now. But this is just the beginning. This is just the pilot. Last year, the Kickstarter for Starfetchers Episode 1 was dropped with a stunning trailer that promises improved visuals, mechanics, and story. From what we can see, this just looks like a great step up from the pilot, and I just can't wait. At this point, it's raised about $60,000, which is double the $30,000 goal. Starfetchers has also been pretty decently active within the community, with their Discord popping off. They've been pretty receptive to fan feedback, and they've even had contests where fans can design their own gang sonas, which are, the NPCs in the gangs that would actually be put into the game itself. You also get this if you donate to the highest Kickstarter tier. Starfetchers also has a surprisingly active TikTok where they post a lot of progression videos and, TikTok advertising stuff. Inferring from their TikTok, it looks like they've actually really taken a step up, hiring a more broad team of animators, artists, and programmers for the game. It's like they're adding a lot of new features, mini-games, mechanics that are looking to be really interesting. But that's Starfetchers, a game that I really like, and I think a game that you should check out to see if it's really that good or if I'm just overhyping it. It's free on Steam and it's not that hard to run, so go play it. Please, I'm begging you, just give it a shot. And for the devs, if you're ever watching this, please release episode 1. I'm dying to play it. Release it soon. You said around August 2022. The time is now. Still though, actually for real, no pressure. I'm just hoping to see it soon. I wanted to talk about something that excites me, and this game really does. But I'm done with this video now. If you liked it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subs, and if you haven't yet, check out my main channel. Also check out my Twitter, Patreon, and the game, of course. All linked in the description. But that's it from me, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope it's not too long until then. Bye guys.